Hi guys, welcome to another video. This is for the Mini Kit Monday group month of January 2020. This is layout number 3, and for this month's inspiration we're using the bingo card that Tracy Rancier provided. I'm so sorry, Tracy. I am going to make a bingo going across the board diagonally from the top left to the bottom right, and that includes wood grain paper, hexagons, washi tape, and enamel dots, and wood veneer. I don't know why I keep forgetting that last one, but there it is, ladies and gentlemen. I am using the collection Jack and Jill by Lori Whitlock. It's a collection from Echo Park Paper. I really love the colors in this collection. Maybe so not so much the theme. It kind of plays on that old-timey flair. Um, and it has a lot of things like bowling and baseball, barbershop, fishing. There's even it looks like a Ford model truck, like that type of old-timey feel. So my nephew pictured here, he's just has this photo session. They plucked him straight out of the crowd. They were shopping at the mall and they kind of just pulled my niece aside, his mother, and asked if they could use him as a model to take these photographs. So that's just what they happen to be. And that's the story of the pictures. Well, they're still really cute, and he has his cowboy boy boots on, and he's riding a little toy horse, wooden toy horse, and the flair and the fit, the color mood certainly went with it, and so I went ahead and that was my decision on basing the using this collection. I am using several of these hexagon punches, and several of the punch outs are from this paper collection. And yeah, I used my Fiskars punches, and then I have an extra one. I think it's by Lifestyle Crafts that you used to use enamel shape to, once you punched it, you could put the enamel shape over and it would be the perfect size. I realized that my small size Fiskars punch and the Lifestyle Crafts small hexagon punch are the same size, so there's really no reason to keep that in my stash. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that Lifestyles Craft punch. I can't say that. Can't use words today. So I'm gluing the hexagons all in a diagonal line as well, and the reason why that started up from the top left hand corner is because I used this quote that I cut kind of on the diagonal, and the quote says, "You're braver, stronger, and smarter than you think," and it has this red arrow on the top left hand corner. I further emphasized it. You don't see it in the video, but I do use glossy accents, and then I end up tracing the arrow with a black pen. Then I put 2 arrows on the top right hand corner, which I think you do see at the end of the video. Here I'm just making sure that my photo is relatively straight. I don't need it to be perfectly straight, but as long as it's in the generalized idea or lines, then I'm okay with it. I just used it to double check that it wasn't too askew. So here I am using some ATG tape to put that top part of the layout on, and since it had that plaid towards the top of that pattern paper, I went ahead and took advantage of that border strip paper and cut another part of that plaid onto, I don't even know if it's plaid, it's like a checkered, not even checkered, it's more like a plaid, I guess. I don't know. I don't know the names of patterns, forgive me, but it's the same type of pattern that bookends the whole layout from top to bottom. And so I really like that look. It just happened serendipitously. I didn't really plan it. That just happened to come out on the pattern paper when it did, and so it was a lucky thing that just happened. So some of the hexagons I am putting some dimension onto. There is a lot of movement with the different shapes and the different size of hexagons, and so I wanted to give it some further dimension because I'm not using a lot of dimensional things on this layout. I do prop up the photo on some, it's not fun foam, but it is regular foam. It's more like project foam that I use that's left over from my kids' projects. Instead of throwing the whole project away, I take it apart after the holiday or whatever it is that we buy it for, and then I end up using the thinner pieces, and those are just a way of me not having those end up in the landfill, because unfortunately that's where everything is going. I don't think you can even recycle that type of foam. Who knows? I'm going off on a tangent again, but here I am and just trying to make a feel for these hexagons. I do want them to kind of create that, it's not a visual triangle, but I do want your eye to lead down towards the top left-hand corner, down through the photograph and down to the bottom. It's just some way for the line of the hexagons to lead your eye around the layout. The layout itself does that because the title is going across the top of the page, and then you also see the hexagons going down the line, and that's mainly the focus of this picture. It really wasn't about a story this time. This was really more based on the fact that I had this photograph. There really isn't quite a story to tell. I'll probably tuck a tag to the back of the layout and have it pop out on the top left-hand corner and just write a little snippet of what my niece told me why these pictures happened. And I happened to be crossing out all the things that I had going on my layout. I did use washi tape, although not in the traditional sense. I just cut off the words, and I decided at the end that I was going to use, there was a truck and a rocket ship that really didn't take away too much from the design of the layout, and so I decided to use them. Here I'm looking for sticker elements because I wanted to use up some of this collection, and I went ahead and used the arrows. I don't generally think of arrows as something readily for me to use. Like, I don't know why I don't use them as fast as any other type of motifs, say like stars or hearts. Arrows are one of those harder ones for me to use, so I thought they were fitting here at the end of the quote, and they just brought more attention to the title, if you will. So here I'm using little word stickers that are also on the sticker sheet, and they say amazing, my boy, documented, noted, and so I like that I sprinkled those from top left to bottom right on the hexagons. So here I was deciding that I was going to put my nephew's name, which is Noel. I did cut an H or an F, something like that, to make an L because I didn't have any more, and I kind of just put his name on there. And I thought it would show up nicely, and it did, but I kind of wanted it to have a little more center stage because I figured that once I put it on the picture, it didn't really show up as nice, and I wanted to have some sort of kind of to showcase his name a bit. And so the way I did that is by bringing more contrast into the layout. And since the letters were black, I went ahead and used some of this distress paint. I believe it's the black soot, and the only reason why I used it versus acrylic paint is because I just have that readily available. I used a brush to kind of use it to spread around on the wood veneer, and I painted those black, and so it brings more contrast to the page alongside with his name, and it just helps stand that out more. The last thing on my list was enamel dots that I hadn't crossed off, and so I went ahead and used these to pepper around the layout as well, specifically closer to the hexagon so that it kind of hugs the photo even more. And I had put these on the top left-hand corner too close to each other, and here I'm pointing out that they're further apart down on the bottom right-hand corner. So I did bingo with this layout, and I kind of planned it ahead that I would have elements so that I would make bingo, because that's just, I think that's part of the fun of it too. And the last touch that I do here is that I add the date when the pictures were taken. I do end up going back and adding the little rocket ship above the date in this hexagon, and you'll see it in the detail photos. Don't forget to check out the other ladies that are participating in the Midday Kit Monday group. We have Becky, Dolly, Tracy, Kathy, and Shannon, and we also have Caitlin, Clary, and Belinda Jane participating for this month of January. They're guest designers. So I will have all of them linked down below. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment. I love to hear from you all. Comments really make my day, and there's no easier way to just share some of the love if you watch other YouTubers by just leaving them a nice comment or just telling them that you enjoyed some part of the layout or their video altogether. So have a great day wherever you are. We'll see you in the next video. Bye!